Hey, what's happening? My name is Leonard Nwoteh and I'm a real estate investor. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to negotiate a wholesale deal, a fix and flip, and a buy and hold, so that when you meet face to face with the seller, then you have the skills to be able to put that deal on that contract. So make sure you stay tuned, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel so that anytime that I post videos about real estate, you're gonna get notified. Let's go, baby. Boom. I have been doing real estate since 2018 and I have done 120 plus fix and flip, wholesaling, single family houses, townhouses, duplexes, triplexes, condos, you can name the rest. I have talked to a lot of sellers that want to sell their distressed property. And from my experience, I'm going to be sharing how I negotiate deals with these sellers, and I'm able to put them under contract and wholesale or fix and flip them. We have two categories of people: the ones that make decisions immediately. The other ones are the ones that they want to analyze. They are very analytic. They want to analyze everything. Most of their response are always, I'm going to think about it. I want to talk to my family member. I want to talk to my spouse. I want to talk to everybody before and get their opinion before I come to a conclusion to sell my property. So there's a way that you negotiate with those kind of people. But I'm going to start with the ones that make decisions immediately. So first, when you advertise and you use money to advertise, right? That you want to buy houses, we buy as it is, pay all closing costs and fees and everything. And when you get a lead or someone calls you that they want to sell your property, then you book an appointment and go to the person's house. The first impression count. So this is me. When I advertise on Google, I spend a lot of money to advertise on Google. When I advertise on Google and I get a lead and they fill the form online and put your address and everything, and I call them and I book an appointment, when you arrive at the property, first thing that you have to do is put a smiling face. Yeah. Then introduce yourself. Then give a simple process how your company works as far as buying the house is concerned. For example, we buy houses as lease, we pay all the closing costs and the fees, and we can close in 2 weeks. So basically, I'm just going to come in, take a look at the property, and look at the things that we can fix, and we can come up with an offer. And if we agree on the price today, we are going to sign the contract. And if we sign the contract, I'm going to send it to the title company. Title company is going to run a title search. And after the title search, then everything is clean. We are going to wire money to the title company, and title company is going to close the deal. Finish. So when you introduce yourself, and then you ask them, why do they want to sell? Some of them, I bet you're going to get, some of them, you're going to see the motivation from just asking them, why do you want to sell? I've asked so many sellers, why do you want to sell? They're gonna tell me that I want to sell this property because I just inherited this property from someone that I lost, and I have another mortgage, so I cannot afford to pay my mortgage and pay this one. So that's why I just want to sell it. And the mortgage for this property is like $200,000. And there you already know how much you can pay for that property. Maybe that property was like $400,000. The seller has already tell you what they want for the property. So no need to be asking them, how much do you want for the property? Because just saying that, why do you want to sell the property? They have already explained everything. Sometimes they can explain that we just want to sell the property because we don't want to fix up anything. We don't want to do anything in the property, and we don't owe anything on the property, and we are trying to get another property somewhere else, or we are trying to move out of state, and we just need this amount, $200,000 to move out of state. You already know that. So when you go in now and walk the property, while you're walking, you're talking with the seller and building rapport. And when you come back and you sit on the table to negotiate, to talk about the price, guess what? They already say 200, and maybe the house worth 400. If they have to pay the bank 200, then guess what? You can just put your offer at 200. But if they don't owe anything on the property, and they need maybe only like 200 to move to another to go get another house, then and if the house worth 400, then you know that, yeah, if 200 can work, then you close the deal at 200. So there's no need to be saying that how much do you need for the property, or that, because they already tell you. And some of these sellers, they don't want to tell you the price 1, 2, 3 times. So if you're smart enough, then you're gonna cash the price. Okay, another reason is if somebody inherit a house that they owe only $200,000 inside the property, and then the person want to sell it for like 300 in order to make $100,000. There's another way to negotiate that. When you build rapport with that, if that person tells you, I want $300,000 for this property, then you walk the property, and your max is 250. Then you walk the property. You build rapport. You can just see a picture on the wall, and you start talking with the person. Who is this? And then you try to relate with the person. When you try to relate with the person, and then you guys talk and laugh together, then you come back again and ask the person, what is your rock bottom that you're gonna get from this property? And you stay quiet. Then you're gonna see they're gonna leave that 300, and they're gonna come down 250. And then if your max was 250, then you can, from there now, you can start explaining that this property, it needs HVAC. After you've walked the property, it needs HVAC to be replaced. It needs a roof to be replaced. You bring all the things that you have noticed that needs to be fixed. You put it on the table that time. And you tell them that you need to fix all these things. And then secondly, you're going to pay the closing costs. And you're going to pay every fee. The seller is not going to pay any commission or anything. Then you say, what is your rock bottom? And you sit quiet. Guess what? They're going to come down again from 250 to 220 or something like that. And then when they come down from 220, meanwhile your initial offer was supposed to be like 250. Then from there you can like, can I do a 215 and we close the deal? We sign the contract right now and send it to the title company to do the deal. Sometimes they're gonna just say, no, 220 is my rock bottom or something like that. 220 is I can't go below 220. So you can tell them that, hey, let's share the difference. I always say, let's share the difference. I'm at 215 and you're at 220. So why don't we share the difference? So if we share the difference, then the offer is gonna be 217.5, and they're gonna be like, okay, let's do it. You sign the contract there, and you put the deal on that contract because you build rapport, and you see that you always get deals on that contract because you don't want to advertise, spend money, and then come to the appointment, and you don't build rapport. They're not gonna sell to you. They're just gonna like, this guy is not serious. Just walk the property up and down, and then just ask how much do you want for the property, and then you just say, they say they want 300. You say, no, I'm gonna give you 250. Them like, no, forget about it. I don't like you. They're not gonna sell to you. They're gonna get another investor and sell to them. I've had so many deals that are getting under contract below the price that other investors have come there and offer. Other investors have come and offered maybe like 250, and I come inside and build rapport with the seller and put that house under contract for 230. Another thing is the person that is very analytic, where they say they want to think about it after you've done everything, build rapport and do everything. They say they want to think about it. They're gonna talk to their family and try to push back. Ask them, hey, is it me that you don't like? Oh, they're gonna say, no, I like you. Then they ask them, so is it the price? Yeah, most of the time it's gonna be the offer price. They ask them, where do you need to be today to make this work? Then you stay quiet. Sometimes if your price was, if they wanted 300 and you were at 280, and they'll tell you, yeah, your price is a little bit low. You are giving me 280, but I actually want 300 in this for this property. Like, this is that's my rock bottom. So and from there, you know that the problem is the price. But if you wouldn't have asked that question and you leave, guess what? They say they're going to think about it and they call you later. They're not going to call you. They are going to call the next investor. So in order to push back for that objection, that's what you do. And guess what? Maybe they can say 300 while you're at 280, and the 20K is not a big deal. And then you just say, okay, let's do it, and you put it on that 300 instead of walking away and thinking that they're gonna call you, and then they're not gonna call you, and then you lose the deal. But meanwhile, there is something that is making them to not sell to you, which is the price. So always make sure you always push back a little bit to ask them, where do you need to be to make this work today? And then you sign the contract and get it rolling. I've had situations where I go to customers' house and they sit and talk with me for like 2 hours. Please just stay quiet and give them a listening ear. Some people, they have not talked to people for a while and they are looking for people to talk to. When you go there, sit there quietly and give a listening ear, and they're going to explain their a problem, everything. I've had so many customers that have gone to their property. They told me about their marriage life, how things went sideward and everything. Listen and relate. If you know something that you can relate with and make them happy, fine. Some people have told me about how they lost someone that they loved, they really loved. That's why they want to sell. And relate. I lost my grandpa. So I also told them, yeah, I lost my grandpa, and I can really feel how losing. I know the feeling of like losing somebody. So that's how you relate. And I'm going to do my best in order to get a fair cash offer for this property and put the property under contract. So those are the things that you do. Not like you're going to go to somebody's property and the person say, hey, the house is 500. Hey, I'm going to give you 200 or 300. No, you don't do that. You build rapport with people, and you're able to know, they're able to sell to you, like sell their property to you without making a lot of, they don't care. They sell their property to you, just making their own money that they are satisfied with, so that you can go make your own money that you are satisfied with. So that is how the thing is. But if you go to a grandma house where the grandma is like 70, 60, 70, 80, and the grandma has paid off the house, and you know that that's her retirement money, don't go and lowball them, right? If you know that you can buy that, if you check the property and you know that you can, the property worth like $500,000, and you can be able to fix that property like using like maybe $50,000, right? Try to buy high where you can even make just a little profit. That's good. So that the grandma can have a lot of equity, that when she walks away to downgrade with the to another apartment, or maybe a condo, a studio, or something like that, she should have enough money to live the rest of her life. But if you meet a guy that inherited a house and then just want to sell the house, yeah, you can use those tricks to get to know how much they owe on the property, and then, or how much they want for the property, and then you lowball them and get it under contract. So yeah, so those are the few methods that I use in actually putting properties under contract and closing them. Then, like, people are gonna sell to you. It doesn't matter if you're black, you're white, you have accent, you come from Africa, or you come from where, who cares? So far you're nice to people, and you're able to build rapport with them and communicate with them and relate with them, they're gonna sell you the property. That's how business is. I've actually noticed that most of the time that I have property under contract is when I come and build rapport and relate with those people. Because if you don't relate with them, if they don't like you, they're not going to sell to you. They're going to prefer to sell to some other investor at a lower price than to sell to you, because you just come in and I'm like, oh. And also, when you guys are going to an appointment, don't go and park your Lamborghini in front of the customer's house, and then you go and buy the property. Some people don't like people that shows off. Park it somewhere. Yeah. So that is the methods that I use in putting my property under contract, and in negotiating with people or with sellers to put a house under contract. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today, and I'll be coming up with new videos as far as my experience is concerned with wholesaling, fix and flip, buy and hold. And in the future, I'll be bringing you apartment as well, because I'm getting so much experience as far as apartment is concerned. So make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell, so that anytime I post video concerning real estate, you're gonna get notified. Let's go, baby. Boom.